Well, good morning. In this tutorial, we're going to learn how to set up a basic page in HTML. And we're just going to use free software. Today we'll use a program called Notepad++, which is free. You can also use the regular Notepad that's built into your computer. So right now I'm going to go to the Start program, and I'm going to go to up here, and I'm going to look for my Notepad++, which I don't have handy. So right now I'm just going to use a traditional notepad, which everyone can do in various setups. So this is just a simple text program, okay? So in writing a program, the first thing we're going to do is to start with what's called an opening tag. So we use the left angle bracket and type in HTML, okay? Now in most cases, every time you do an opening tag, we have to do an ending tag. So I'm going to skip down maybe 10 or 12 spaces, and this time I'm going to do an opening bracket. I'm going to put a / HTML. Okay, so this is our opening tag right here, and here's our closing tag. Okay, the next thing we're going to do in a basic page, we would then, I'll do a tab for visibility purposes. I'm going to go ahead and put in the word body. Okay, I'm going to use the down arrow to just above the backslash or the / on the HTML and do a /body. Okay, so at this point we have we don't have any visible text, but we've got a little format set up. Now, in order to make this become a viable web page, there's a few things we have to do. The first thing is we need some kind of text in here. So what I could do to start with, and if I just want to have basic text on there, I'll type in "this is text." Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and save this just to the desktop for right now. File, save as. Okay. And what I should now be able to do, okay, and my mouse is giving me troubles, which is kind of annoying, but here we go. I'm going to go to the desktop for right now. You might want to put it, depending on how we have this set up in class. I'm just going to go ahead and create a new folder. No, I'm not even going to bother that. I'm just going to call it, I'm going to go to all files, and I'm going to call it page 1.html. You have to physically type that in and change it to all files, and then I go ahead and say save. Okay? Now if I just move this out of the way, and hopefully I can find that one I just did, and here it is. Now notice the icon, because I wrote it in with HTML, shows up as Google Chrome. If I go ahead and open that up, you see the only thing you can see on there is that particular text. Now I'm going to move this off to the side so it's just a little bit visible. I'll do the same thing with my HTML so we can save and refresh as we go. Okay? Now, what I'm going to do is take that out, and I'm going to put in a heading, which is H1. And I'm going to do it a /H1. H1 is the largest heading, called heading 1. Okay? And I'll type in my first web page. Okay, I'll do a quick save, and over here I can hit refresh up here, or I can simply do F5 on the keyboard, and there we have some real simple stuff in there. Okay, next thing we're going to do is after that is do a paragraph. Okay, so you don't have to have the indentations. Okay, in some cases I like to do it, if it's just a single line, I like to put it together. The indentations we have on body here and the /body is more for visibility. Someone who does a lot of web pages won't do as many, but to start with, it's a good idea to just help us understand it. Okay? I noticed down here I forgot the /body. Now Chrome is very forgiving, and it did it for me anyhow, but not all browsers are so nice. So I'm going to fix that mistake now. Okay, you'll see that since we use Chrome most of the time, it it doesn't always give us the indicators that we need to have. So we need to be careful. We need to double check our pages in other formats as well. Okay. Then the next thing you want to do is to go ahead and put in a little bit of text. Now, there's a variety of ways of doing it. One common way is to start with the P, which is the paragraph tag. Okay. And I'll go below that and end the paragraph. Okay, and I'll just type in, this is my first paragraph. Okay, I'll save that. I'll just do Control S over here and F5 right here. And as you can see, it typed that in just fine. Okay. Um, Now there's some other things which we can look at. So we've got a heading, we've got a paragraph. If we want to do a link, let's show you how to do a link. Okay, I'll skip a couple lines. And what I'm going to do for a link is, first of all, I'm just going to link it back to a basic web page, let's say the Google site. Okay, so a link starts with the letter A, and then href, which comes from hypertext reference, and you say equals, and in HTML, most HTML, after equals, you start a quote. Now, for most websites, we'll go and get it, but since I know Google pretty well, you type in http://google.com. And I'll end the quote, and I have to end the tag, and now I want to have some visible text. I'll type in Google. I'm going to go ahead and end the A tag. A was this first letter right here. Okay? And that should show as a link. So let's save that and refresh over here. Okay, and I'll test this real quick to be sure that it works. You can see down below it should go to the right section. Let's take a look. Good. I don't have the entire page showing on this screen, but you can see that it went right to Google. I'll hit the back arrow so I know that I have a few of those. Okay, so that's a basic link. Now we can talk about some other stuff in a little bit, but for right now, that's a good start. Okay. Now, in the last thing we'll talk about is how to just put a little bit of styling into it. Okay. Now, styling, there's a lot of ways of doing styling. There's been a long history of how to do colors and fonts and all that. We're going to base everything on CSS. Okay. Now, there's three ways of doing CSS. We're going to focus on just what's called the internal CSS, which is putting it inside the head tag, which is the most common way of doing it for a single page. So up here, I'm going to type in a head, and I'll leave myself a couple of spaces, and I'll end the head. Okay? Then what I'll do is inside that head tag, I want to put a style tag. Okay? Style type equals, quote, text /CSS. Whenever I say slash, it's going to be the /. There is a backslash that gets used in other cases, but we don't use it too much initially. And I'll go ahead here and end the style. Now CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets, is a really clean way of doing your styling on your web pages. Now I mainly want to style the body right now. I'm just going to put in some basic colors. Okay, so I'm just going to put the word body in, and I'm going to start a curly bracket. I'm going to skip down, and I'm going to end the curly bracket below it. Now inside there, I'm just going to first say background dash color. Background is one of those things that people often misspell. I put a colon after the background color, and not a semicolon, but a colon goes in between what I'm going to do and what color I'm going to have it. Now, for right now, I'm just going to do yellow. And if you just use the word yellow, you get the most standard yellow that you can get from the color wheel. And then I do a semicolon to end that. Okay, let's save that to see if it worked. And there we go. I've lost some other stuff apparently, so I have to work a little bit on my text has been lost, so I need to now go ahead and deal with the text color. So I'm going to come up in here. Now text color is just the command color, and I'm going to make sure that's blue. So we have some nice farmer colors. Okay, save that. Come over here and refresh it. And I've got a little bit of a problem, and I'm not quite sure what it is yet because I seem to have lost. Oh, I see what I did. I forgot to end the style here. Save that. And if I come over here and refresh, I should be okay. Good, I've got my yellow and my blue in there. Okay? So this is a good opening lesson on there. And let's go ahead and stop this now so we can get a good feel for it. Thank you.